All right, friends, today we're going to look at elapsed time. So for example, if I start driving at 11 a.m., 11 a.m., and I get to my destination at 12:31 p.m. I need to figure out the time spent from 11 a.m. to 12:31 p.m. That would be called my elapsed time, okay? Elapsed time. I will use mountains, hills, and rocks to figure it out. I'll show you how. Here are mountains. That represents 1 hour. Hills represent 5 or 10 minutes. And little rocks represent 1 minute. I'm going to use these to figure out how much time was spent from 11 a.m. to 12:31 p.m. So let's start off with our highest value, which is the mountain, which is a whole hour. So from 11 a.m. to 12:31, I'm sure I can get 1 hour in. Let me check. 11 a.m. plus 1 hour is 12 p.m. Can I do another hour to get to 12:31? No, I'm going to have to do some hills. So let's take a look at our hills. I think 12 to 12:31. I can definitely do one hill plus 10 minutes, which gets me to 12:10. Another hill gets me to 12:20. Another hill gets me to 12:30. All right, I just need to get to 12:31, so I'll just use a little rock plus 1 minute to get me to 12:31 p.m. Beautiful. Now let's see our elapsed time. I can figure that out by adding my mountains, hills, and rocks. So far I have 1 hour over here, and I have 10, 20, 30 minutes and 1 minute. 1 hour and 31 minutes. My elapsed time is 1 hour and 31 minutes. We're going to use this key to do our lesson today. So let's move on to our explore right now. We're going to talk about Simone Biles. She's a famous gymnast. Last year, she was the first woman to do a double-triple flip. Her historic Olympic routine took 2 minutes. Let me annotate. It took 2 minutes. Imagine Simone started her routine at 3:59 p.m. When will she be done? Okay, it looks like they've given us the start time. So that's 3:59 p.m. And I don't know the end time, but they've given us the elapsed time. So elapsed time is 2 minutes. All right. Normally when we're adding, we would think, okay, 3:59 plus 2 gets me 3:61. But that's not how time works, remember? Time goes to the next hour after 60 minutes. So after 3:59, actually, this is not how time works. After 3:59, we would go plus 1 minute. Gets me to 4 p.m. And then plus another minute gets me to 4:01 p.m. So after 60 minutes, my clock restarts to the next hour. That's how time works. That's why I can't just add 3:59 plus 2 minutes to get 3:61. There's no such time like that. All right, keep that in mind while we're moving forward here. Let's go ahead and check out our I do. We're going to read, annotate, and do our answer sentence. So let's go ahead and do that first. It took me 42 minutes to cook dinner last night. I started cooking at 5:56 p.m. What time did I finish cooking dinner? It looks like we have our start time right here. 5:56 p.m. And do I have an end time? No, they've only given me elapsed time. That's how long it took me to cook dinner. It took me plus 42 minutes. Now that I'm understanding what's happening, let me write my answer sentences. What time did I finish cooking? Okay, so I finished cooking at blank. So that's going to be the time. All right, so we're going to look at our mountains, hills, 5 or 10 minutes, and our little rocks, which represent 1 minute. All right, so it says 42 minutes passed. So I definitely can't use the mountain because that is an hour. Let's see, I can use 4 10-minute hills. So let's do that. Plus 10 minutes, 5:56 plus 10 minutes. If I just add that like normal, it would be 5:66. That's not a real hour. What I can do is I can stamp the bottom number, 5:56, 5:57, 5:58, 5:59, 6 o'clock, 6:01, 6:02, 6:03, 6:04, 6:05, 6:06 p.m. 6:06 p.m. That's 10 minutes, right? So I have to add another 10 minutes. 6:16 p.m. Another 10 minutes. 6:26 p.m. Another 10 minutes. Gets me to 6:36 p.m. Now that's 40 minutes already. 10, 20, 30, 40. I just need to add 2 more minutes, which means 2 little rocks. 1 and 2 plus 1 plus 1. So 36 plus 2 more minutes gets me to 6:36. Stamp the bottom number, 37, 38, 6:38 p.m. That would be my end time. Let me make sure that that makes sense. I'm going to check for reasonableness here. We're going to check for reasonableness. So if I started somewhere around 6 and I ended somewhere almost close to 6:40, would it make sense that only 42 minutes passed? Almost 6:40. Yeah, that makes sense that about 42 minutes passed. So I have checked for reasonableness. Let me go ahead and write down my final answer. I finished cooking at 6:38 p.m. Box your answer as well, please, so we know what your final answer is. Now going forward, we're going to double check that we have done all of our criteria for success. Did I read, annotate, write my answer sentence? Sure did. Did I draw a number line? Yes, I did. Did I draw my mountains, hills, and rocks? Yep. And then right at the end, we checked for reasonableness. Beautiful. Going forward, we're going to continue checking our criteria for success.